honest, and I think you all must be friends at some level to take this time out of your life for a weekend and be sitting wherever you are in this room. I want to make sure this next short period of time we have together really serves you. It isn't just some pump up, but we get to something that really has value. And the challenge to really serve you is this. I'm excited about being here, there's no question. My challenge is, the shortest thing I usually do is 50 hours, 50. And that sounds insane. I do a weekend where I do total immersion with people. And the reason I do that is not because I want to beat my body up. People that wouldn't sit for a 3-hour movie, who get, will be in a position for 50 hours, they won't move. And the reason is, what we do is we condition your nervous system so that you no longer talk about things, but you absolutely do them automatically, where it becomes like a muscle in your body. So how do we do that in roughly, a couple hours briefly to give me with you? I think I've got a format where we can really give you some phenomenal tools and get you started so it isn't just intellect. And then my goal is to make it so simple you actually do it. Most people make things so sophisticated and complex because it makes us feel like we're so smart and intelligent. And I could certainly do the psychobabble and put you to sleep. But what I really like to do is make sure this time that you have here, you can leave here with things you can act on immediately. And I'd love to be able to coach you further if you want to be involved with me, but I'm not going to hold anything back to these 2 hours that we have basically together. My excitement is the format we're going to give you, again, I think is common sense. But how many of you have noticed that people talk all the time, I know that, yeah, I've heard that, I know that, but they don't do squat. How many found this to be true? Say, ah. In fact, how many of us in this room have ever learned something? Have you ever learned something in a university environment, a seminar environment, maybe a coaching environment? You learned something that you believed was really important. Not somebody selling you. You left going, wow, that would make a difference. And yet, you knew it was important, you believed in it, and you never actually followed through and did anything with it. How many have done this before? Say, ah. How many have done this more than once in your lifetime? Say, ah. How many still feel intelligent? Say, ah. See, what I want to make sure is we change that. And the way we're going to change that today is I'm going to ask you a couple things. One is, if I ask you a question, please yell back out the answer. This is not so that we're into positive thinking, because I don't believe in positive thinking. A lot of people think I'm Mr. Motivator. It's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm not one of those people that's going to tell you you should go to your garden and start chanting, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. Bullshit, here's the weed right here. I believe in intelligence, and I believe in leadership. And I believe every person in this room, you can be a follower or a leader. A leader doesn't mean other people follow you, it just means you live life on your terms. That you don't settle unless you can be or do or share or create. To do that, you have to do a couple of things. First, you got to see things as they are. Every leader is really good at seeing as it is. They don't BS themselves. They don't pretend there isn't a challenge. Because if you do that, you make yourself so you don't take any action. A real leader sees things as they are, but they have another secret. They don't make it worse than it is. Most people who come to an environment like this will not follow through. Most of you will follow through initially. But to follow through to get your dream, to get the result you're after, is obviously going to take a little more than just what you're going to do today. And people tend to get a little momentum, and then what do? Gradually go back to their life. If you're going to change things, you've got to tell yourself the truth. You can't say, oh, I can't lose weight because I'm big boned. No, you're freaking fat. Unless we can be honest, you can't make a change. That's not my judgment of someone else. It's just, you've got to be straight with yourself. That's the first step. Total clarity, put your ego aside, get clear. Second thing a leader does really well is they see it as, not worse than it is. Because if you see it worse than it is,